Hello and welcome to yet another episode of the Cardboard Cave podcast. Sorry that we have been missing in action these past few weeks. We have been all super busy, and as well, a lot of things happen throughout those weeks. So that's why we wouldn't provide you content, even though we do have content available for you guys. But due to the situations in hand that were out of our hands, the content is literally in behind doors, but we will be releasing it these upcoming next few days. I just want to tell you guys as well, don't forget to forget, come on, John. Don't forget to hit the like button, subscribe to our YouTube channel if you have not yet subscribed to our channel. We do post videos every Monday and every Friday. Every Friday is our podcast, and every Monday is just a random video. Let it be Arena, let it be me and Ale playing MTG Duelist, or let it be Commander Night or a collaboration. So thank you for all of your support as well. We want to thank each and one of you that follow us on TikTok. We are right now at 2,637 followers. Thank you very much for that. We will be announcing a giveaway this upcoming Monday for 3 lucky winners. What will it be? Just follow us on TikTok like that. You guys can go ahead and see what our giveaway is going to be. Now, for everything that we have done here in the Cardboard Cave, you guys know that Bloomburrow has been the most recent set that has been released, and we are going to provide you our top 3 cards of the set. And as well, I am not alone tonight. Tonight, we are accompanied by the master of the dark arts, the one and only JP.
Hey, what's up?
Hey, what's up, JP? How are you doing today?
Things are pretty good right now.
That's good. That's good. And JP, off the bat, before we start providing our viewers and or listeners our top 3, what do you think about the Bloomburrow set? Do you think it's going to make a dash of affect the meta, the standard meta at least? And what are your thoughts at least? So how many acorns do you give this set?
I give this set 8 out of 10 acorns. This set is very, very good for the standard metagame, in my opinion. There's an infinite combo that even came out with this deck, like with this set. There's a deck that maybe is doing some infinite stuff with the food. This set it brought a lot of good blue cards, which is very surprising, and it gave a lot of utility. You could almost call this Bloomburrow because blue is really strong right now. That's my opinion.
Yeah, I completely agree with you. I think that one of the things that I mentioned to Orengo was that this set, when we were talking about like the previews that were released, one of the things that I mentioned was that Tribal is coming back, and Tribal is something that is going to be affecting the meta.
No longer Tribal. Type Kindred.
Kindred?
Yes. Tribal will no longer be a word that'll be used to describe this type of deck. It's a typal. It's a typal deck, and it's a Kindred.
Okay, so Kindred. So these Kindred decks I at least think that are going to make an effect, a little dent in the meta. I will be making a video of like explaining what 2 colors at least in my opinion will be the ones that will dominate in the meta. Probably I'm wrong, but it's just something that at least by seeing the cards and knowing what it's saying, I think it's going to be what's going to affect the meta. So in this case, I have not yet played sealed or draft of Bloomburrow. I will be planning on playing it on Arena. I do hope that I enjoy it. Did you get to play the pre-release?
No, I didn't get to play the pre-release.
I think Orengo did, but I forgot to ask him if he enjoyed it.
I had a friend who got top 2 in one of the tournaments during pre-release. He said that the flexibility that a lot of these cards gave him an edge on like trying to weave his way to winning. So like the gift mechanic is very good, and depending on what you're using it for and your board state. The flexibility on the casting costs for the uncommons and rares. There's a few hybrid costs for some bombs that can help you. The decks feel very tempo-y. At least that's what he described.
Yeah, I could imagine. I could imagine. So, JP, I would give this set, even though I have not yet played it, but overall, in terms of the cards that are available for standard and the commander decks that were released as well, I agree with you. In this case, I would give it a 4 out of 5 because it's the same metric system, but just with different numbers, right?
Yeah.
So I would give it 4 acorns out of 5. And let's go ahead and start off the bat. I do have Orengo's top 3. He is right now, I think that he is probably on his
Recording?
way in San Juan. I don't know. I think that he's in San Juan still. But he is in San Juan. I think probably something movie related. Because he did tell me that he's been doing some works on the side. But let's go. I got his top 3 right here. And actually he has honorable mentions, and I will mention some of them. One of them that it's a repeated card is Dawn of Truth that JP will talk about it later on. It's heroic intervention in white. Gifting a card is sucks, but in Commander you're giving a 1/3 of a card to your opponent because you have 3 opponents. So that's one of the things, and one of the things that I'm gonna mention because of the first card that he has here, that is Camellia, the Seed Miser, is 1 green-black legendary creature, squirrel, warlock, menace, and other squirrels you control have menace as well. Whenever you sacrifice 1 or more foods, create a 1/1 squirrel creature token. Has an ability as well that you pay 2 mana, and it's called Forage or Forage, and it says put a 1/1 counter on each other scroll you control, and it's a 3/3. There is another card that he did mention that it's on standard. That is Yarg, Eater of All. That is 3 Idra. Oh, my bad. Idra. Igra. 3 and 3 green black legendary creature elemental cat. It's a 6/6. Has ward. Sacrifice a food. Other creatures are food artifacts in addition to their other types, and have 2 tap, sacrifices permanent, gain 3 life, and whenever a food is put into a graveyard from the battlefield, put 2 1/1 counters on I keep messing up the name.
Camellia the Seed Miser, or Igra the
Igra. So these, he mentioned that these 2 have an infinite combo.
Yeah,
they're both in standard. It is insane. And get a sack outlet and have fun. So JP, you did mention about the infinite combo. Can you
the sack outlet
mention how it is?
Bartolomé del Presidio, the 2/1 2-mana 2/1 vampire knight that says sacrifice another creature or artifact, put a +1 counter on Bartolomé del Presidio. So you sacrifice a creature. Meaning you sacrifice the food. You make the 1/1. The 1/1 is a food, so you sacrifice that, and so on and so forth. You're gonna have a huge Bartolomé. That's standard itself. I don't know for Pioneer, because people were talking about this for Pioneer as well, because the foods will give you, since you're in a food focused deck, the food will give you the longevity you need to assemble this combo. Though it kind of sucks to pay 2 mana to gain 3 life, it's a good option to just keep you alive.
Yeah, I completely agree. The next card from Alice's top 3 is Oystomancer Adept. That's 1 in black. Feature squirrel warlock. Has death touch. It's a 2/2. And it says tap. Until end of turn, you may cast creature spells from your graveyard by foraging in addition to paying their other cost. If you cast a spell this way, that creature enters the battlefield with a finality counter on it. So finality counter is that if it dies, you exile it instead of going to the graveyard. He says the following quote is Underworld Breach for creatures in black. You need to sack food or escape. So it doesn't give that much details in regards to the cards, but that's what he mentioned. And
I
then the, uh-huh.
I feel like this card he's probably over evaluating this card in my opinion.
Why?
2 mana, and then you need to tap and sacrifice the food. I feel like the having to tap means not having not having the base ability be this like just until you may cast creature cards from your graveyard by foraging. If it was 2 mana and had that static effect instead of having needing to tap, it would have been really, really good. I feel like it is just very telegraphed and can be dealt with very easily. Also, finality counters kind of suck because when you're trying to compare this to Underworld Breach can loop things, and this cannot.
Yeah, I completely agree. When I read it the first time, I misinterpreted the wording. Then when I read it again, I'm like, oh wait, but this is only for creatures. So I think that this card is probably there's a way, probably in Commander. I don't know. Probably in Commander you can find a way. Probably you have that creature that can do something and kill your opponent. I don't know. It is what it is. So the last card for Orengo is Into the Flood Maw. 1 blue instant. Gift a tapped fish. So you can give your opponent a 1/1 blue fish. And it does the following. Return target creature and opponent controls to its owner's hand. If the gift was promised, instead return target non-land permanent and opponent controls to its owner's hand. He says the following. Gray removal piece. Remove a creature for its normal cost. Remove an important permanent for a tapped fish. So it's a win-win situation. I imagine in what he is.
Fish.
Yeah.
It's like buy heuristic, get a fish. Well, actually, you could just at least in Commander, you could give the fish to someone else.
You can?
Yeah.
You may promise
to an opponent.
Oh, an opponent.
So John, you get a fish.
Orengo,
your heuristic is gone.
Hey, yeah, I like it.
This is really good. This is probably one of the best uncommons in the set. In my opinion.
Yeah, I love it. I really do like it. There's a couple of cards here that are nice. I do like Orengo's selection. When we see my selection is purely based on me thinking as when I was a standard player. But let's go ahead to the next list. Oh, it's mine. Okay, so really quickly, guys, I love the new word Kindred. I love Kindred decks. It's something that I loved for a long time. I remember playing standard in. I didn't play professionally, but I played it for fun. When cons,
you almost played in the big leagues.
Oh no, yeah, but I mean when I started playing Magic, before, getting into pro Magic, But at first, when it was only for fun, and I was only playing Commander. When I got into playing Standard, I had a warrior orc deck. I would say, yeah, because Zergo is an orc. So I had a tribal Zergo standard deck. It was super fun. I liked it. It was Mardu. It was super fun. So these are my top 3 cards from the set. Each and one of them, it's based off Kindred. So I will start with Innkeeper's Talent is 1 in green. Is an enchantment class. So you pay they can level up. But the first one is very interesting. The first one says at the beginning of combat, on your turn, put a 1/1 counter on target creature you control. You can pay 1 green and go to level 2. Permanents you control with counters on them have ward 1. Then you can pay 4 mana, 1 green and 3, and go to level 3. If you would put one or more counters on a permanent, or player put twice that many of each of those kind of counters on that permanent or player instead. I like the card. It's versatile. Not only it's versatile, it's an enchantment that provides you counters. It's an enchantment that it's not a legendary, so you can have multiple of these in the deck. Obviously, I wouldn't run that many. I would probably one run if I would be running this card in a kindred deck. I would be running at least two in main board, like I can have it a little bit quicker than what I want, because in this case the kindred will be kind of like weenie base, but being the fact that you can get counters at the beginning of combat, have ward one on your creatures with counters, and as well that you can double the counters um in general. So if you do have a way to get poison counters on the deck, you can poison your opponent and, hey, get double the counters for your poison counters. Um,
I speaking
Tell
of
me.
poison, I'm not 100% sure,
Hmm.
but I believe the wording on this would allow you to enter your planeswalkers as if this were doubling season. So they would enter with twice that many.
Well, I think it does, because wait, let me
I'm
see.
not entirely
If
sure
you would
because
put
the
one or
wording.
more
No,
counters on a permanent.
they enter with them, but I'm not sure if the doubling would affect. I tried looking for it right now because immediately I read it and I was like, wait. What in standard would like what planeswalker in standard would be so broken with this? And the Vraska Betrayal Sting
Hmm.
can enter at -9 immediately and give someone nine poison counters
Whoa,
immediately.
that's nice. That's really nice.
Sure, you need to
But Braska,
pay.
but Braska is she is Golgari, right?
No, she's 4 black and a Phyrexian black mana. So she's 6 mana for you could for a 6 loyalty planeswalker. Uh,
Ooh.
so you'd be paying 2 mana for the initial Innkeeper's Talent, 1 mana for to level 2, and then 4 mana. So that's 7 mana, and then a 6 mana Vraska. That's 13 mana. That's quite expensive, but during the course of a game, I think that's actually, if you could turn
Mhm.
2 this, turn 3 level up, turn 4 level up. Sure, you might decide you're not doing
Yeah,
anything, but then you just set yourself up for a Vraska.
exactly. Yeah,
But
yeah,
I'm not
I completely agree.
entirely sure. I looked it up right now and I couldn't find the ruling because the wording for that to work needs to be very specific.
Okay, okay. I understand. So here's my second card. Valley Quest Caller is 1 and white creature rabbit warrior. Whenever one or more other rabbits, bats, birds, and or mice you control enter, scry 1. And then it's a lord. Other rabbits, bats, birds, and mice you control gets +1/+1, and it's a 2/3. I am one to loving lords. Back in my pro days, I love to play Azorius Knights. That's the one with Teferi and History of Benalia, running knights, or what running mono white knights. That it was very, very simple deck. You had a turn 1, turn 2, turn 3 play, and your turn 3 could be either Benelish Marshal or History of Benalia. So you had two turn 3 cards that could be useful in that mono white knight. So it was really fun. And if you wanted to, spice it up a little bit, you could put a dash of black that you could run. The counterpart, I don't remember the name of the knight, but there was a counterpart of the what of a creature that says protection from black, and then there was another one that was protection from white. They
White
had
Knight and
first
Black
strike. There were no, but there was different. They had first strike. I don't remember.
Knight.
They were from Dominaria.
The Hexproof from White and Hexproof from Black.
Yeah, exactly. Yes. I don't remember exactly the name of the cards. It's not Dominaria United. It
Knight
was
of Grace,
Dominaria.
Human Knight for a strike, hexproof from black, and whenever it attacks, as long as any player controls a black permanent, he gets +1/+0 as long as any player controls a black permanent.
Yes, it
And
was that one, and then there was a counterpart.
yeah, the hexproof from white.
Yes.
Knight of
So the
Mounts, which is the
yeah,
same thing but with white.
exactly. Yeah. And then it was super fun, you know. And when Throne of Eldraine came in, that they had the Zombie Knight, the one that you could use the adventure to to destroy something. That was super fun. Um, and this is my last card. Warren War Leader is 2 white creature rabbit knight. Ha! There you go, knight. Has offspring too, and offspring is one of the new mechanics that you may pay an additional 2 as you cast this spell. If you do, you will get a when you do, you get a token copy of it, but it's a 1/1. It's really nice token. They're really cute. Then Warren War Leader has a couple of attack effects that you can choose from. You can, whenever it attacks, create a 1/1 white rabbit creature token that is tap and attacking, or attacking creatures you control get +1/+1 until end of turn. And it's a 4/4. The reason why I like the card is because when you sit down and you want to build kindred, kindred, rabbit, bats, birds, mice, tribal, I mean mice, blah, to kindred, um you can go either one or two routes. You can go mono white, or you can go Celestia. Either one is fun. There is a one drop, there's a green one drop that I did like from Bloomburrow, that whenever it's a 1/1 frog, that whenever a rabbit, bat, or bird and or mice enter the battlefield, he gets a 1/+1 counter. So there you go. In Celestia, there's like a one drop, two drop moving forward. So it's fun. You know, at least that's me. You know, it's for me, this type of kindred synergy that I saw in Bloomburrow. I just, you know, for me, I am crazy to sit down in arena, grind, and build these decks. I really do want to build them to see how it goes. JP, do you have any thoughts in regards to my top 3 cards?
Again, like you mentioned, the offspring mechanic is really cool. I really like it. And Warren War Leader is a very cool card because the thing I really like about it is whenever you attack, he doesn't need to attack. And I talked about that with the Osteomancer adept, that he has to have haste to tap and use his ability immediately, and you still have to pay the other costs. Like not having haste really affects it, and making it have haste would be a bit stronger, and he would need to be at least 3 mana. This one you don't even need to have haste because you could just attack with something else and have his effect. I really like that.
Mm-hmm. Yep, I completely agree. So let's go ahead. And just in case, guys, I imagine that you guys probably might be thinking, where is Chris? Chris works at kind of this hour, so he's not able to be with us. He didn't send us his top 3, sadly. But if anything, we will tell him to record a video for TikTok, and we'll present you his top 3 via TikTok. So here is JP's top 3. Go ahead, JP, take it over.
So I need to verify because Gossip's talent is I really like this card. So Gossip's talent is 1 in a blue. It's an enchantment class. Whenever its first level is whenever a creature you control enters, surveil 1. Then 1 in a blue, level 2. Whenever you target attacking creature with power 3 or less can't be blocked this turn. And 3 in a blue, whenever a creature you control deals combat damage to a player, you may exile it, then return it to the battlefield under its owner's control. So the reason I really like this card is mostly because I've seen what a this Snarling Gorehound can do. Snarling Gorehound being a 1 black 1/1 with menace that whenever another creature with power 2 or less enters the battlefield, surveil 1. I've seen the power of having a creature deck surveil enough times that you start fielding graveyard strategies and while also flooding the board. I feel like having these two cards in the set is very, very good. I really like the synergies they can present, because you could go turn 1 Gorehound, turn 2 this, and turn 3 play anything that starts making a lot of creatures, and Gorehound says it's not limited to once per turn, and this isn't limited to once per turn.
Mm-hmm.
So having graveyard synergies can be very interesting. I also just like this card in general because at level 2, just giving something unblockable and then being able to blink it because it's unblockable on level 3, and have its ETB effect happen again, or just get through with damage and get reset it as a blocker. I really enjoy what this card does. The one thing I will say about this is that the Surveil and the other two abilities feel like they don't belong together. Because it's whenever a creature you control enters Surveil 1, but the other one cares about attacking, and the other one cares about the damage, and those two synergize with each other. So that's why I only really want to focus. Like the other two levels are really good and really interesting, and just a cherry on top. I just really like the 2 mana level 1 ability, and sometimes that's just all you ever need. The next card I want to talk about is Iridescent Vine Slasher. Vine Lasher. I talked about this in our spoilers, like when we talk about spoilers. The 1 mana 1/2 creature lizard assassin with Offspring 2, and has landfall. Whenever a land you control enters, this creature deals 1 damage to target opponent. Side note: I am really struggling not to say enters the battlefield. Enters is so much simpler, but just I have the habit of just saying enters the battlefield.
Yeah.
So whenever a land you control enters, this creature deals 1 damage to target opponent. It's an assassin, so it's an outlaw, and it's committing crimes. Standard use this very easily. In addition to that, landfall decks in just Commander, this is very good. The Offspring is very, very, very strong for this because every land is 2 damage. And the nearest card that does this amount of damage is Obnixilis the Fallen, which is 5 mana. So this is 3 mana. It's 2 whole mana less. And that deals 3 damage. So in terms of going rate, it's on par because if 1 mana does 1 damage and 3 mana does 2 damage, then 5 mana should do 3 damage, and so on and so forth. So it is very much balanced in general and a very well designed card. I really enjoy this. I already have an idea of remaking a deck using this. So I already have one. I have a foil one. I got one because my friend, he had 2, so he just gave me one. And I'm really excited to use this one. It also happens to be an assassin. I'm not running it in my outlaw deck, but it happens to be an assassin, and I could add it just because. And the last card is Dog's Truce. Instant, 1 and a white, gift a card. So gifted mechanic, you can make someone draw a card. You and permanents you control gain hexproof until end of turn. If the gift was promised, permanents you control gain indestructible until end of turn. So also gaining indestructible. That's very key. So it's worse heroic intervention, but it's still heroic intervention, so it's a pretty damn good card. I'm surprised this is sitting at like $3. I'm really surprised this is sitting at $3. Heroic intervention before the multiple reprints reached $20 plus. I don't think this will ever reach that, mostly because white has several other ways of doing this type of effect. Flawless maneuver, clever concealment, the new flare of fortitude. So there's several ways of giving indestructible to all your permanents. Teferi's protection just phases you out either way. Galadriel's dismissal phases out your creatures. But there's several ways to keep your creatures and your permanent's safe in white. So this is just another one of those at a 2 mana cost, which is very efficient. I used to be running Teferi's Protection on my Outlaw deck, and as soon as I get my hands on Dawn's Truce, this is replacing that immediately. Because 3 mana feels like a lot when I'm trying to be aggressive, because it's an aggressive deck. Teferi's Protection would be better for like a slower deck that can hold up 3 mana and still do other stuff. But what do you think about my top 3?
I love them, man. Like, I didn't know that Gossip's talent existed, you know. And I remember Vine Lasher. I remember you mentioning it a lot about this card, and Dawn of Truce, Dawn's Truce, and my bad. I think it's a card that all of us agreed that is going to be a phenomenal card, and it's going to be used in many decks, especially in Commander. And I know. We talk about a lot in our show about Commander. It's a mostly played format that we have, that we play, right? But the thing is that if you think about it, uh, Wizard of the Coast is aiming to keep their formats alive, but as well the cards that they make synergize with Commander, and that's good. You know, um,
Someone, I forgot. I'm not sure who mentioned this. I'm not sure if it was Orengo or it was another content creator. When I remember, I'll tell you. But they're very happy with how the gift mechanic was designed, because it excels in Commander, but it's just very, very good in 1v1. Like, if I give you something but get a stronger effect, that's a very good gameplay mechanic to have. It's still very, very. It's definitely a lot stronger in Commander.
yeah.
But I feel like this is just very, very good in general. It's very interesting to see that design space where they're not focusing on Commander. Hopefully, they adopt that more often, where they don't design a card for Standard that happens to be perfect for Commander. More like a mechanic that works with Commander and definitely can excel in Commander, but is meant for Standard, Modern, Pioneer, any 60-card format.
Yep, I completely agree. Yeah. And in all, guys, those are our top 3 cards of the Bloomburrow set. Obviously, you guys know we are paying attention as well, because apparently, in recent events, Magic the Gathering events, festivals, content creators were receiving invitations from Gavin. They were really confused of what this invitation was. Some of them just received a Planeswalker symbol card on both sides with no wording. It only said, I think that the only wording is said it was like a time, like a timestamp, like where you have to be in the festival. And Gavin gave this to different content creators around. One of the guests that we had here on the Cardboard Cave podcast, playing with us, Commander Lewis Stardust, was one of these content creators that received the invitation. The thing is that nobody knew what the invitation it was. The thing is, the funny story is that the next day these invitations were given out, cards were being leaked or spoiled because they were not officially announced or anything until weekly MTG happened. And this recent weekly MTG as well, we got more cards of this mystery booster box. Yes, mystery boosters are back with a second part. And the thing is that they're bringing something kind of quite interesting in regards to draft, because if you know, mystery boosters were built for draft, and as well, I think that you can have fun on a sealed format. Obviously, it would be, I can think, a little bit harder, but mystery booster is back. And when I mean back, I mean with a lot of spicy cards. We'll get into the cards in a second. So one of the next upcoming events is the MagicCon in Las Vegas. Last year, we did get the festival in a box from Las Vegas as well. In this case, you will be receiving in this festival in the box a mystery booster box. Um, and as well, you'll be receiving 24 packs of cards up to nearly 200 set symbol. Wait, I'm reading the information of the set. Oh no, I'm not. Okay. So you will have exclusive secret layer drop. You will have one promo pack. You will have 3 collector boosters, and I imagine that you will be getting booster packs as well. There is no fully details of what the box will bring, but Mystery Booster Box 2 is back. Oh, it's right here.
Yeah.
God dang it, John. Let's open it to just check what it will include. Okay.
That seems like the current secret layer stuff.
Yeah,
But
that seems
I
like
don't think. I don't
here
think.
it is. Here it is. Here it is. It was on the top. Oh, it's still
It's just coming soon.
It's coming soon. Yeah. We're having the Dungeons and Dragons 50th anniversary as well. So yeah, we're gonna get a couple of good things um for Magic the Gathering. I am excited for the Dungeons and Dragons one. I really do want to see what they want to
So
bring. What are your thoughts on Mystery Booster 2?
So before I continue with Mystery Boosters 2, with the Dungeons and Dragons 50th anniversary, they're gonna throw a super drop on Secret Lair. I'm not 100% sure if it's a super drop, but I know 2 of them, which is Karlach's Fury and Astarian's Vengeance or something like that. Basically, taking the Baldur's Gate 3 characters that appeared in Commander Legends Baldur's Gate,
Yeah, I have
giving
them.
them a secret. Yeah, giving them a secret lair art version. There's only 2 been revealed, which is Karlach herself and Astarion, and each one is going to get a secret lair for each one. So cards that can relate to Karlach and cards that can relate to Astarion. I'm thinking Karlach's going to get Descent into Avernus, which is a very, very good card, a very fun card if you ever played with that card. But everything else is up to chance. I don't know what it can become. And Historian's going to get vampire-themed cards because he's a vampire, and his story revolves around a specific vampire. We might see that vampire be like reskinned, how they did with Dracula and Sorin.
Mm-hmm.
So that might be interesting.
So if you guys want to see the cards are available on our TikTok. They are next to the videos of Monty Python Secret Lair. So check them out. I'm really sad because that weekend I think that our TikTok was in TikTok jail, and we posted a couple of videos. They didn't get views at all. We were in TikTok jail. I was so sad. I was like, really? But we're not in TikTok jail anymore. I'm happy about that. We're not in jail anymore. But
John, could you open up the page where the Mystery Booster Box 2 was showcased?
Yeah, I was going to show the cards now.
So before that, it's just the treatments. That's what I want to know.
The treatments.
Yeah, there we go. So we have the test cards, which is we can see Mox Poison, a 0 mana artifact that can tap to add 1 mana of any color, and you get 2 poison counters. You get the Future Sight border, which is the one you see with the Velucan Dragon.
Mm-hmm.
You get the white border with the Wasteland. You get promo cards so the average border, and specifically we get never else been printed arena exclusive cards being first printed in paper.
Yep.
And these have an acorn symbol to symbolize that they are not legal anywhere except draft, obviously.
Sad.
So we got Oracle of the Alpha here in the showcase, and it has the arena's exclusive mechanic of Conjure. I'm not sure how they're gonna work this out, but people have speculated that not every card specifically says that you have to shuffle your library after conjuring, but for the most part, you need to shuffle your library after conjuring. Conjuring is you take basically cards that would represent the card, or in this case, the power 9. So you get 9 cards, shuffle them into the deck, and then next time you draw, you could draw one of them. The power 9 being all five Moxen, Time Twister, Black Lotus, and Time Walk.
Yep.
No, wait, I'm missing one. All five Lotuses, Time Twister,
Time Walk.
Ancestral Recall. That's what I want.
Ancestral, yeah.
So yeah, this is very interesting to see.
I'm in. I'm totally in.
As someone was designing their cube all over again, because that's something I've been doing. I decided to try to make a cube again because I've been missing limited play, and sometimes Commander can get stale when everybody is like, at least
when everybody's playing Nadu.
we have a very I have a very consistent play group right now, and everyone knows the decks. Everyone knows what everyone else is doing, and so playing something different within Magic is something I'm very much interested in.
No, I completely agree. So I'm really stoked about this set. Being the fact that we're getting the future sight border or frame. I do love this frame so much that when I saw the first cards with the frame, I was like, yes, this is what I want. So they showcased a couple of cards, and a couple of cards have been leaked due to apparently I think that content creators are already getting booster boxes. As well, in the events, they are having like these secret events for content creators that they can play these drafts. So here are a couple of the cards. We're not going to go in detail with them. Like that, we can leave that for another episode. Like that, the whole team is here. We're just going to comment about the cards and everything. So I'm super excited. I am intrigued on how these cards are going to work. We're going to get the Thassa's Oracle reprint. I really do love the artwork with the future sight frame. And I just want to highlight something. Sadly, he's not here.
Yeah, there's the Lord High Artificer.
Orengo is going crazy about this card because he did have a proxy of the artwork. Now he can have it legit.
The artwork is from Vanguard. Vanguard is very old, like large cards that are very specific for a different type of play style. For a different type of like gameplay.
Yeah,
and he had a proxy of this art, and now he can have an actual card.
He can have the actual
that'll
card.
That'll mean he'll have the original art in foil, the old border art in foil, the borderless art in foil, and a future sight version. He's obviously gonna get it in foil.
Oh yeah, yes. If you guys don't know, Orengo loves Urza.
Yeah.
So we have a lot of cards that have been presented.
A bit?
Sure. Which one? This one?
Yeah.
Go ahead. Take it away.
Because it says conjure a card named Blood Artist onto the battlefield. Since you're not it's just basically creating a card, but the card is real. It's not a token. So when the Blood Artist dies, it goes to your graveyard. You understand? So that's why it's different.
Yeah, but the
The other
blue
one
one
shuffles them into the
is
deck.
shuffled them in your deck.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but cards that just create them. Like
Hmm.
there's a red one that's gonna be appearing soon.
Yeah, it's the one that says lightning strike,
Four lightning
lightning
bolts.
bolts, 4 lightning bolts. Jesus.
It's crazy.
Yeah, it is. It is. I really do like the other thing that I'm really stoked about is the white border. A lot of our friends don't like them, but I am one that loves white border cards. I just gotta say it. Love me or hate me, but white border cards are dope. I
They're
gotta
pretty
say it. Let's see. We have I think
see
yeah,
time and whiteout.
yeah, we have a couple of cards even from Infinity appear here.
I mean,
Oro.
Comet is a legal card at least.
Oh
So
no, yeah, he's a legal card. Yeah, calls it like the completed. Some of these cards were presented on
look at
weekly
that
MTG.
soaring.
Yes, dude, I need this soaring in foil. I need it.
Man.
It's beautiful. Couple lands here. Now, talking about lands,
Yeah,
JP.
that's
Let's
a
talk
great
about.
segue.
It is a good segue to. It maintains the same topic, guys. Maintains the same topic. Now, JP, my question is to you. Do you think that Hasbro is getting to a point that they don't care about the reserve list? Obviously, we're going to get Power 9 probably tokens due to the bird. The bird that from Arena. And there's a high chance that we're going to get probably Wizard of the Coast is gonna choose like artwork from promo cards that were in MTG online, because you know that these cards have been reprinted in MTG online due to events and whatnot for prizes and everything. But we're gonna get the Power 9 probably in token form. There has been a picture running through the interwebs, and the picture is quite interesting. It it rep- it is representing somebody opening a booster pack from the set. Obviously, there's only 3, 6, 7 cards. How many cards are in the booster?
Each booster
Yeah, I think it's
should
10,
have
right?
15.
How
15
much?
cards is a normal booster.
Yeah. So we're only seeing a couple of the cards, probably of that booster pack. But this is where it gets interesting. The picture is blurry, so apparently whoever took the picture was not supposed to take the picture. So probably he was like, he saw the cards, took the picture, put the phone away, and ran like the wind. This is where the question goes ahead. Is Hasbro about to not care about the reserved list? This is why. We had reprints when the Magic 30 anniversary boosters came out. Reprints. Cards that are not legal to play, but you had to pay almost $1,500 to get 4 booster packs. And a chance to get a dual land, a Power 9, or the Black Lotus. It's a chance. Now, Mystery Booster 2. One thing that I mentioned to JP is that the card in question
That's
is
Savannah.
this one. The thing
That's
is,
Savannah.
that's Savannah. Exactly. Now, being the fact that it's blurry, we don't know if it's what symbol it will have. We don't know if it has an acorn.
Yeah.
But the question is, again, is Hasbro one day going to tell collectors, we don't give a rat's ass about your reserve list? We are going to reprint these cards someday. What are your thoughts, JP? Seeing the fact that we can actually clearly see that Savannah's artwork, the card, technically speaking, even though it's kind of blurry, it does seem like it says Savannah. But what are your thoughts?
I think this card will have an acorn on the bottom, indicating that it is not legal for play, making it the same as the equivalent of what Magic 30th did. However, this is blurring the lines very, very close. So I don't know, man. They might get there. I think Hasbro is greedy enough to be like, yeah, we're gonna make hella money.
Yo, the thing is, JP, this is where it's gonna get interesting and funny. I do remember because we did talk about this a long time ago. We did mention that one of the products that, at least for me, that would be cool to re-release is From the Vault. From the Vault is one of the products that I adore and loved.
But
the only thing I didn't like was the Pringles. I didn't like the Pringles. The foiling was really weird and wonky. But you imagine, I'm not saying this year, because we all know that Wizard of the Coast has this already planned for way ahead. But do you imagine they go ahead and do like Secret Lair From the Vault dual lands?
I don't think, because what you're saying specifically is secret layers are just from the vault.
No, I know that
they're just from the vault. It's the same thing. It's the same thing. They just branded it. They just marketed it in a different way.
As a secret lair.
And because they're literally around the same price. From the vaults used to be like $40.
Yeah.
So, like on release. So it's the same thing. I don't think they're gonna do it. I still believe that they're not gonna do it yet.
Okay. They're not gonna do it yet.
They could, because if they disband, see, in order for the reserve list to be properly disbanded, they would need to reprint every card that's on the reserve list. And there's some pretty bad cards on the reserve list. Not every card in the reserve list is actually good.
No, yeah, I know.
So I don't think they're gonna do it.
I don't know. I think that they're not gonna do it now, but probably in the future. I just hope that whatever they do now with mystery boosters, I just hope that it's fun. And at least that you have a chance to have like dual lands. And I know if they have the acorn is sad, because then you can't still use them in like competitive play or in tournaments. But still, for fun, like when you're like with your play group and whatnot, hey, I have the dual lands, so I can add them in the deck. So it's just for fun, But I think that that's our cup of tea. What do you think about, at least now, the cards that have been shown? There's a lot of cards from this set that have been shown, not officially from Wizards, but yeah.
I'm really excited for a Lotus Petal with the Future Sight art, the City of Brass with the Future Sight art, like the Future Sight border. I really like that this set feels like a cube in terms of power level. There's a card that might be a bit too strong for this set, that if you pull it, you need to snap pick for draft. And if you're in the know, then you know. But I'm just gonna spoil the fun for people now. If you ever pull a Mind Twist, it's not an expensive card. If you ever pull a Mind Twist, take that card. It's Mind Twist is X and a black. Target player discards X cards randomly.
Nice.
it's backbreaking. You can if you can
Yeah,
Dark Ritual is in this set. If you can Dark Ritual into this and have XP3 early game, turn 1, because if you go Land Lotus side, let's say you get the nuts. Land Lotus Petal, Dark Ritual Mind Twist, X equals 3, you could ruin their whole game.
exactly. Yeah, and it's random, so it's worse.
Yeah. Mind Twist is a busted card, and I'm surprised they're like printing it into a draft set. Uro is a busted card. Lotus Petal is a busted. Dark Ritual, like this set's power level is
Yeah,
cube level. It's like a
yeah,
cube.
it is.
Like they curated and chose the cards very specifically. They wanted a good draft experience.
Correct. I completely agree. So JP, before we go, I'm super excited about Mystery Booster 2. Crazy for the release. But before we go, this what I'm going to show you guys right now is something for our little 100 by 30 what totally forgot the numbers. 100 by 35 if I'm not mistaken, right? Our island JP is 100 by 35.
Uh,
Yeah, it is. Yeah, I just said it in my mind in Spanish. So yeah. So for everybody that lives in Puerto Rico, I want to tell you guys something. We are a Magic the Gathering based content creators, but I do want to give a special warning to parents and to teenagers and whoever likes to collect Pokemon. Please, before buying any booster packs, check that booster packs out. Why I mentioned this? A couple of months, I think a month ago exactly, I went to a festival. I'm not gonna name the name of the festival, but I went to a festival with my family, and I went to buy. My mother-in-law went to buy a gift for my son, and I saw Pokemon booster packs on the table, and I got curious, and I bought one. The price was phenomenal. It was $3. $3 booster pack. And this is the booster pack in question. I opened it. It was great, It was great. The cards look great until I reached to the foil.
that looks like a fake card.
The thing is, it is.
Ooh.
So please, parents, before buying a booster pack, go to Google, and there are pictures that you can find of the original booster packs. First things first, that you guys can tell, the font of 10 additional game cards is incorrect. It does not have a black outline on it. And the other thing that you can tell that it's incorrect, again, is all in the fonts. The font is as well incorrect from the Pokemon.com and from the font here. You can tell by that. As well, if you want, you can, if you want to, if you do have the money to buy at least one booster pack, you can rip a card open. You can rip the card. Even the center of the card is not blue or black, the cards are fake.
Is that true for Pokemon as well?
Yeah. I wish I had a Pokemon, a legit Pokemon card with me, but I don't. But I will do a video in a long video, an explanation video in TikTok, like that. I can, like that. I can go ahead and give a little bit much more detail and find. I know that I have a Pokemon card somewhere, but where it is, I don't know. But yeah, so I just wanted to give you that piece of knowledge for all of you kids and parents that want your kids to be part of the TCG community. The reason why I mentioned this is because in very close LGS stores I go sometimes. I have heard stories that kids sometimes are super excited. They have their binders filled with cards, but when they are about to trade or sell, the store owner or the people with that are playing with them notice that the cards are fake. So, just mentioning like that, there is no misunderstanding in general, and you guys can have happy TCG and collecting in the future. So just wanted to put that on the table. I will do a more in-depth video in TikTok. So JP, any final words in regards to Bloomburrow and Mystery Booster 2?
Bloomburrow seems very fun. I've already tested a few of their cards. I really like it. I like the direction of the gameplay and design. I hope they keep this up, and I hope Dustmorn has some few surprises with the things they've implemented through Bloomburrow. Mystery Booster, I am pleasantly surprised. I was already designing my new cube by the time this was announced, and it's given me a bunch of different ideas. So I really like this. How about you, John?
So I'm super excited for Bloomburrow. I do want to play at least sealed or draft, even though if it's in arena, to have at least the experience on the cards. um, the other new set, the horror set, I'm super excited about it. That's one of the sets that I'm like aiming for 100%. And Mystery Booster 2, super excited about it. I'm gonna try and see if I can get the festival in the box, depending on what the price
If
is for it.
if Mystery Booster just comes out and like a normal, I might get one. I really
Oh,
enjoy
it is.
drafting.
It's gonna release on October 25.
Okay, I
So
might
yeah,
get.
it is. It is. I think that they're gonna do the same thing as they did for the first one. So the first boxes will be like convention boxes, and then there is like the retail box.
Okay, I get it.
you know so thank you for everybody for watching. JP, where can the people find you?
You can find me here, talking about cardboard with you guys. How about you, John?
So you guys can find me at reelinfilms.com or Reel in Films in all social media. I'm a film critic. I do interviews. I do movie news as well. So if you guys want to be up to date with anything and everything movie related, pass by our social media. You can find as well Orengo in Cinemas Podcast. He does movie reviews as well. And Chris is you can find Chris at twitch.com/crisscross13 if you guys want to pass by his Twitch channel. So everybody, thank you for joining us in today's episode of the Cardboard Cave podcast. Tell us in the comments below, what are your thoughts of Mystery Booster 2 and what is your favorite card from Bloomburrow? And don't forget to hit the like button, subscribe, and comment below. We will see you guys in the next one.